welcome to cookwithpooja.com. Today we are going to make chocolate sponge cake. It's very important to know how to make a perfect chocolate sponge cake if you really want to make different cakes, chocolate cakes with different icings and pastries. So let me teach you a very simple and perfect sponge cake. We need 3 large eggs, 3 ounces of granulated sugar or caster sugar, that is 1/3 a cup, 2 ounces of maida, that is plain flour, 1 ounce of cocoa powder, teaspoon of baking powder and teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's it with the ingredients. Chocolate sponge cake. It's a spongy cake with airy texture with the goodness of chocolate. You can use this cake for various pastries, chocolate pastries, strawberry pastries, and also you can cover it with different type of icings, the icing you like, butter icing, fresh cream icing, ganache, anything you like it. But there are a few things that we need to keep a note of when we are making a chocolate sponge cake. Number 1 is the beating of eggs should be extremely well. Your egg and sugar mix should rise to double its quantity. So your beating of egg is very important. I'm going to use a bench mixer to beat my eggs. You can also use a hand mixer or even a manual whisk, but then that is going to take a longer period of time. Using a hand mixer or a bench mixer, it should take about 7 to 8 minutes to beat the eggs nicely. But before we beat our eggs, first things first, preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are going to bake our cake for 25 minutes. But firstly, preheat your oven and pour these eggs to the bench mixer. I'm going to start my mixer now. This is how the egg mixture looks after 7 minutes. As you can see, the peaks are so thick that they don't fall down. This is the consistency we need for the egg mixture. Next, add vanilla extract, about a teaspoon, or vanilla essence. Extract is definitely better, but if you don't get it, it's okay. After adding vanilla essence, I'm going to add granulated sugar or caster sugar. We need to put in 3 ounces sugar. Try and understand the ratio. 3 eggs, 3 ounces of sugar and 3 ounces of dry ingredients. Okay? When I say 3 ounces of sugar, it's 1/3 a cup or 75 grams. Okay? So I add about 75 grams or 1/3 a cup or 3 ounces of sugar has gone inside the mix, and we are going to again beat. After beating it for a while, you can see it has a traily icing like texture. So it's done. Now we are going to fold in the dry ingredients with it. Next, we need to fold in our plain flour and chocolate, that is dry ingredients, with the egg and sugar mix. So we are going to take 2 ounces of maida, that is plain flour. When I say 2 ounces, it means 50 grams and 1/4 a cup. Okay, so there goes 1/4 a cup or 2 ounces of plain flour. Cocoa, 1 ounce, that is just 25 grams. And a teaspoon, just a teaspoon of baking powder. That's it. Now we are going to sieve all of them together. Why do we sieve it like this? So that the chocolate and plain flour is mixed nicely with the baking powder, and also the flour gets aerated. It becomes little lighter, so that gives you a fluffy cake. Mix the dry ingredients nicely so that you don't see the color of plain flour, because it is a chocolate sponge cake. We want the color to be evenly chocolatey. So this is done now. Now we are going to slowly mix our dry ingredients into the egg and sugar mix. So just add a little bit of flour and cocoa, 1/4 of the total quantity. and gently fold it. How do we fold it? I'll just show you the technique. Cut and fold, cut and fold, cut and fold. Why we follow this? Because this way our flour will be evenly mixed with the egg and sugar mix, and it won't let the mixture sit down because we are not vigorously whisking it. This is the best way to fold in your flour so that the cake mix or batter remains fluffy even after it has incorporated the whole plain flour and cocoa and all the dry ingredients with it. You should only follow the clockwise direction. Cut, fold, cut and fold, cut and fold, cut and fold. Just follow the clockwise direction. After nicely folding the flour and cocoa powder with the egg mix, we are done now. Now we are going to pour it into the tray. I have taken a 8 by 8 round pan, and this is the parchment or a baking paper or butter paper. So firstly you need to grease your tin nicely. Use a spray, or even you can simply apply oil. That's it. After nicely greasing it, I'm going to put the parchment paper. Again apply some oil. Done. And pour your cake batter nicely in the tin. See, our batter is so soft, very light, airy. Smooth your batter like this little bit with the spatula so that it's evenly poured. And before it goes into the kitchen, tap it like this. This removes all the air bubbles in between. We are done now. This is going to go inside the oven, and we are going to bake it for 25 minutes on 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been 25 minutes since our cake is in the oven, so let's check it. The best way to check your cake whether it's completely done or not is, one, it will come out from the sides little bit. Best way is to insert a skewer in the center of your cake, and when that comes clean, that is, it doesn't have any cake scums on it, that means your cake is completely cooked. Turn off the oven and bring it out at that time. So let's bring our cake out now. My toothpick inserted came out clean. That means my cake is done. So we are going to close the oven and bring our cake out. Our cake is ready. Now we need to bring this out and put it on the cooling rack. This is called as cooling rack. We should definitely have it because if you're baking, then you need to cool down your muffins, your cakes onto the cooling rack. Just scratch the ends like this with very delicacy so that it is easy when we bring out the cake. It doesn't stick to the sides. It's done. The easy way is take the cooling rack and easily you put it onto that. See how easily it came out, and gently remove the butter paper. Ta-da! Your chocolate sponge cake is ready. Wow! It's so spongy, as you can see, so spongy. Very delicious chocolate sponge cake is ready. This particular recipe of chocolate sponge cake is specially simplified just for you all. No need to separate the eggs and follow the tedious and difficult processes. Make it just the way I made it and keep the note of the ingredients and quantity nicely and the procedure, and you will also be able to make such spongy and soft chocolate sponge cake. You can use it to make different pastries, strawberry, chocolate pastries, chocolate cakes with the icings that you love. So I hope you like the cake recipe today. Do try this and let me know how it turned out for you. Till then, this is Pooja signing off, but you don't forget to subscribe us at Cook with Pooja YouTube channel and like us on facebook.com. Bye bye.